Y'all, we need to make some jazzed up cornbread to go with our jazzed up pork chops and greens and sweet potato hash, right? That's on a separate video, but I will link that video in the description box of our jazzed up cornbread recipe, okay? So y'all can watch them all together. Just go to the description box on YouTube and you'll find the recipe to the pork chops and greens and sweet potatoes. So anyway, now that I've said that twice, right, I know, I'm going to make this cornbread, jazzing it up a little bit, in one of these pans. You see how it has all the little sections. But if you don't have one of these pans, don't think you can't make this cornbread. I've made it before, just an 8-inch cast iron skillet as well, okay? This one's a little bit bigger than 8-inch, but you see it's got all those little sections, so it kind of works out to be the same. I want to spray my pan. This ensures that my cornbread is going to come out of here easily, my little pieces. So I'm just going to squirt these like this. You don't have to do that. But I always do. I sure do. And into this pan, I've got my oven preheating to 425 degrees. I've got some melted bacon grease. Yum! Yes, I do. John and I had to eat bacon sandwiches one evening. Oh, the sacrifices we make to get this. I'm using a ½ teaspoon scoop. I think it is. Yeah. And I'm just going to put about a ½ teaspoon in each one of these little sections. If you're just using an 8-inch cast iron skillet, just put you 1 tablespoon into that cast iron skillet, okay? 1 tablespoon of bacon grease. And you don't have to use bacon grease, but I'm telling you, you want to, because this is jazzed up, okay? It's crackling cornbread, so we want to mimic those flavors of bacon. Okay, that's just enough in there. I'm going to slide this in the oven. I'm going to let it preheat for about 10 minutes too while we're mixing up that cornbread. Our oven's ready. That's perfect timing, isn't it? Make this cornbread together. Our pan is heating in the oven really well with that bacon grease in it. And so let's get on to this next step, our cornbread. And it's got cracklins in it. It's so good. It's very jazzed up to go with our jazzed up meal. I don't know, do y'all want to stay? I need y'all to let me know. Like, y'all can't really see very well right now, but you can see me while I'm talking. So I don't know which, I can't, some people want to see right in the bowl. Some people want to stay seeing me and not care so much about this. I don't know. So I'm going to do it this way this time. Anyway, I've got me a large bowl. Into it, I'm going to start with 1 cup of yellow cornmeal. Miss Gibb, look, I'm about to use it all up. Some of our friends here in our parish gave us some fresh ground cornmeal, and I'm so very thankful for that. 1 cup, guys. And many of y'all have asked me many times, where did I get these measuring cups? And I got these hanging out with some of my girlfriends, Melissa and Kristen, in Ruston one time. We worked at the vet's office together. We went there one day on our half day, and we had lunch, and they wanted to go in this little cupcake shop. Well, they got some glorious looking cupcakes, and I picked up measuring cups. And I was just as tickled as they were. So that's where I got them. But I've seen other people said they found this little set with the fleur-de-lis and some little sets similar to it on Amazon. So I hope I can help y'all with that. I do. 1 cup of that yellow cornmeal, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, just like that. To this, we need 2 teaspoons of baking soda. No, I'm lying to you. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I jumped the gun down to our baking soda. 1, 2. I have to count out loud so I won't talk over my counting and mess up. All right, to that, now we can add some baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon. So just 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Just like that. We're putting buttermilk in it, so we need that little bit of soda to activate with that acidity in the buttermilk. And the buttermilk's going to be so good, isn't it? I know. Let's see. To that, we need 2 teaspoons of Cajun or Creole seasoning. Let me borrow my teaspoon for my baking powder. And we homemade this together, guys. So I'm going to link this little homemade Cajun or Creole seasoning recipe in the description box on YouTube so you can watch it as well. If you weren't around, we'll make it again with you. I promise we will. And because ours made salt-free, that way I know how much salt I'm adding to each one of my recipes, we've got to add some salt. And to this, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, just like that. This Cajun Creole seasoning is a mixture of smoked paprika. I can smell it right now. It smells good. And it's got oregano. It has onion powder, garlic powder, maybe a couple of other things in there. It's delicious, and I make mine without salt, like I say, so I can add my own amount of salt each time. So if you don't have that, that's what I'm saying. Most of you have that in your pantry, what I just named. So if you watch that little recipe, and I'll also list it in there, then you'll be able to make it. Because a lot of y'all live where you can't get Cajun seasoning or Creole seasoning. So I'm just trying to help you out there and stumble over my words while I'm doing it. Okay, this is all our dry ingredients, guys. So let me get them stirred around. You know, we don't like to start putting our wet ingredients in there because it'll clump up some of that powder or soda, and then, I mean, it won't come apart after that, and you're going to get a big old bite of it in your cornbread. So just kind of whisk that around. Now I'm going to set this aside right there. And we've got to do some wet ingredients. We are going to do 1 2/3 cup of buttermilk. I can't talk tonight. Y'all do that sometimes? 1 2/3 cup buttermilk. Let's see here. Just like that. I can't see either. All right, guys. Now we need 2 eggs. 2 eggs, and I'm going to crack them in here, make sure they're okay, or I don't get shells in there before I put them in my buttermilk. That's all I'm doing. I use this little thing to put my eggs on. It says fresh eggs. I know it's a spoon rest, but I thought it was real cute. Y'all just sent me that, and I appreciate it, and I was showing you I'm using it. Y'all sent me this beautiful little apron as well, and I love it too. It's beautiful. All right, 2 eggs. And then I've got 1 4-ounce jar of pimentos. These little red peppers. All this is like red bell pepper that they chop for us and they put in a jar, and you can use them all the time. And I drained it. Isn't that going to be pretty? That's jazzing up that cornbread, isn't it? And I saved a little bit to sprinkle right on top to show what's in there, okay? So I had to do that separate because talking with y'all, I dumped it all in there. Y'all know how I am. Then next, we've got to have some chopped jalapenos, and these came out of our garden that we planted together. Out of our little pickled jalapeno jar. I'll link that in there too. I've been linking that in a lot of these videos in the description box, haven't I? Because I use those all the time, so now you can see why I grow them and everything, and John likes to eat them right out of the jar. So I've got about, what is that, about a heaping tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons. Those are going in. Get your little self in there. We don't want to waste one of you little jalapenos. No, we don't. Everybody gets to come to the party. And then next to that, we are going to put in bacon grease, our favorite, yes. I've got some that I've melted. I just need about 2 tablespoons. You know, we had used some of that out of there in our pan that's heating up. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons. And I'm not pouring that out. That will go in our refrigerated jar. Yes, it will. That's what I do, in case some of you haven't seen. When I cook bacon, I simply let it cool, you know, the grease. And I pour it in here. And then keep it in your refrigerator. And a lot of you have asked me, how long does this bacon grease last in your refrigerator? Well, it'll last a good while, several months, I'm sure. But ours just doesn't last. It doesn't stick around long enough for me to let you know how long it does last. But for a long time. But if you're like us, you'll just use it right up and you won't have to worry about that. Okay, guys. Clean up our workstation just a little bit. And I'm going to give this little mix around because I know our eggs weren't broken down in there. All these flavors, these are gonna be wonderful in our cracklin cornbread, huh? I think this is gonna be called Louisiana Cracklin Cornbread. All jazzed up. I don't know. Y'all, I get way too in the names, don't I? Okay, into our dry ingredients. Let my dogs bark because Daddy's coming in. They're getting all excited. I know. Daddy, they're getting excited. You coming in. Y'all think they're finished? Okay. We're going to pour these wet ingredients in there. And our little pimentos don't all want to join the party, so let's get them in there. All right, fellers. There we go. Okay, y'all, I'm going to whisk just a minute to bring this all together like this. Y'all see I got me a big old bowl, so I won't be spilling it over like I've been doing with y'all. Okay. Y'all see what this looks like so far? Looks good so far, doesn't it? All right, guys. Into that, we are going to add our cracklins, right? Cracklin cornbread. I've got me a 3.25 ounce bag of cracklins. These are cracklin curls called Max cracklin curls. You get whatever kind you want to. And you see what I've been doing. You see how they're right in the bottom of the bag. I've been squishing and pounding and crunching them up, okay? Yum! I'm going to take my whisk out of here now. And we're going to add these right in here. Isn't this going to be a nice addition? I know it. Yum! Can y'all see? I'm just going to fold those around in there just like that. And it is time to get out our hot pan, guys. So I will see y'all right back. I'll get y'all down on this hot pan, okay? Whew, y'all. Our pan is some kind of smoking hot. You see that? I got me a big old scoop to scoop up these cracklins with. Y'all hear it? Ooh, you know it's gonna be good. Just like this. Just kind of put you a big old scoop in each one of them. If you're using that 8-inch cast iron skillet pan, you just pour it all in there at this point. Just like this. And I'm not going to waste mine. My pieces might be extra full, but John and I don't care. So I'm adding a little bit more to each one of them. Some of them look a little shy anyway. And I saved out a little bit of everything just so we can put some on top to show all the pretty stuff we're putting in these cornbread. Jazzing up cornbread. So we've got a few of our little pimentos. We'll dot around here, kind of just sprinkle. So it'll be pretty. This would be real pretty at Christmas time, wouldn't it? I know I say that about every other recipe, don't I? When it's something red and something green, and then I sliced, kind of thinly sliced a few of these jalapenos that we pickled, and I'm going to place these around. John's going to have 10 fits over this cornbread. He's going to love it. Yes, he is. I just know it. I know him. He's going to love it. Love it. Alright guys, and so we'll know that we've got cracklins in here, and it'll make real pretty pictures for us, huh? And these are little curly cracklins. I'm going to put us a little cracklin on here. On each one of them. I love it. This is just as much fun as eating it to me, if not more fun, is making it and making it pretty. Okay y'all, isn't that pretty? It's already pretty, isn't it? About 20, these are going to go about 25-30 minutes in here on 425. But I want to say that if you're making it in that big skillet, the 8-inch skillet, let it go about 30 to 40 minutes, okay? Because it's not going to cook quite as fast with those little separations in there. So I'll see y'all back when this is done. Y'all ready? Are you ready to fall in love? Look at that. Look how pretty. I wish y'all could smell it. It smells wonderful. Yes, it does. Come here, baby. John got out some butter. He saw me pull this out and he ran and got out some butter.
Yeah.
You gonna get the butter up here and get some buttered up for us? Get a little saucer, darling.
Oh, I do. I'll get us one.
You gonna get us a saucer?
I'll get us one.
Okay. I just took this out of the oven. They are piping hot. I'm gonna grab us a fork. We're gonna fork one out of here, darling. Yum. Let's see. What about this little guy? You ready?
Yep.
Oh, he's coming out of there so easy.
He's a good candidate.
Okay. While you're buttering that, I'm gonna show everybody another one because I know you'll give that look, won't you?
Yeah.
Can y'all see him? Isn't he pretty? He is pretty hot. I promise you that much.
He is hot. He's hot.
I love this little pan that does your little individual pieces because you and I love that crusty part on the outside, don't we? But if you don't, it's just as good. We eat the other kind all the time too, don't we? I can't wait to taste that. I think I'm going to use a fork.
Oh yeah. Give him just a second.
Give him just a second.
Just a second.
I don't mind. Sometimes I like cold butter.
Do you?
Clashing with the cornbread. Yeah. Get you a fork, baby. This is my fork. Look at them and tell them.
Y'all, that's good.
He got me a crazy eye.
I've heard people all my life talk about cracklin cornbread.
Cracklin cornbread. And now
That's
you
the first
know.
time I've ever had any in my mouth, and it's great.
Is it great? Oh, I see
great.
cracklins down in the cornbread too. It gives it sort of an all over little bacon flavor, doesn't it?
I love cornbread anyway, but that's good there. Mm-hmm.
I think the pimentos and the jalapenos kind of cuts into that bacon and kind of takes you back and forth on a little ride. I like that. So is this a keeper recipe too, baby?
Oh, absolutely, that's a keeper. Absolutely.
Okay.
I can be like the old timers now. Talk about the cracklin cornbread.
Cracklin cornbread. I think we're going to call this Louisiana Cracklin Cornbread or jazzed up Louisiana Cracklin Cornbread. I don't know. I tell them I always get way too crazy with the names. Here we go, eating our whole piece of cornbread for our appetizer, huh, baby?
I was just going to pick up the corner myself.
Oh, okay. Well, you pick up that.
No, you go ahead. I'll take that bite too. I ain't got a problem.
Oh, you take a bite and pick up the corner.
You get that corner, I'll get this one.
Okay.
It's corner good, isn't it? With that toastiness on there.
I know we're sitting here just eating in front of y'all. I wish so bad we could give y'all a bite of this. It's so good. Y'all gonna make this.